He was irritating. It was unbearable to work with him. He was too picky about the plot and demanded canon. These were the kinds of comments showrunner of The Witcher series, Lauren Schmidt, made about Henry Cavill, and today we will learn the true story of the sad and foolish conflict between Henry Cavill and the bosses of the series, so we recommend watching the video until the end. Support our channel by subscribing so you don't miss out on all the most interesting things. This is the More with Stars channel, and we're starting first and foremost because in my opinion, scheduling conflicts were not the main reason for Henry's departure. And today, by the way, there is additional confirmation of this, the words of Lauren Schmidt herself, where she admits that Cavill was an irritating actor for her. Well, let's talk about everything in order. I won't retell the twists and turns of Henry's departure from the Witcher series once again. Let's talk about more interesting reasons for this departure right away. As we understand it, Henry's work schedule was definitely not the sole reason for his departure or dismissal. While many previously speculated that he left the Netflix series to return as Superman, now that reason is completely ruled out and two other possibilities remain. News and rumors about the new Witcher, Liam Hemsworth, will be a separate segment, so if you're interested, please write to us in the comments. Firstly, that Henry left on his own due to certain circumstances, and secondly, that he was fired. Honestly, as I think, something in between actually happened. But of course, without the involvement of the series team and Lauren Schmidt personally, there would be no departure of Henry from The Witcher. And so, most likely, Cavill simply could no longer tolerate what Lauren and her team were doing, and they, in turn, had a grudge against the Brit for his attempts to resist their arbitrariness. By the way, this information was first published by the Witcher portal Redanian Intelligence, which is quite authoritative. And now, by the process of elimination, we understand that this is the only remaining plausible reason. So here are a few more quotes from what Redanian wrote. Back in the summer of 2021, when the second season of The Witcher was in post-production and the third season had not yet been renewed, we heard from a source, according to the article, that Netflix was getting more and more opportunities to redo Geralt. The reason for this was that Henry Cavill was considering the possibility of leaving the show after the second season because he and the producers did not see eye to eye on the content and role of Geralt in the series. Well, personally, I had thought this option was the most plausible before, but now it remains the only possible one. Plus, in addition to this topic and the very latest information published by one of the portals, showrunner Lauren Schmidt's words about how annoying Cavill was. As The Witcher showrunner Lauren Schmidt writes, she found Henry Cavill really annoying because of his excessive enthusiasm for the role of Geralt. The article also mentions that initially Lauren was quite dismissive towards the actor. Henry Cavill is a big fan of the books and games. And when it was announced that a TV adaptation of The Witcher would be made, the actor convinced his agents to arrange a meeting with Lauren Schmidt to lobby for the role of Geralt of Rivia. However, she refused the actor's agents a meeting because she still had to write the script for the series, the article says. Nevertheless, Henry continued to pester his agents for a meeting, and after several attempts, the show's creator agreed to meet with him. However, despite the final decision in Cavill's favor, the relationship between the show's main star and its showrunner began to deteriorate sharply. It was obvious that the actor was overly committed to this role, as he was carefully trained to achieve the physique necessary for the White Wolf. Cavill even worked on his sword fighting skills instead of using a stunt double for fight scenes. However, the actor's main requirement was strict adherence to the source material by the adaptation's creators. Moreover, it became clear from the very first season that this was an impossible task for Netflix's The Witcher. The showrunner of the series, Lauren Schmidt, did not find his enthusiasm attractive. In fact, she found it really annoying, while Cavill gave up everything he had for his dream role. He exhausted himself with constant training to perform at the highest level in the show's fight scenes, achieve peak physical fitness, and played a character that was as close as possible to the version in the video game and books. However, the actor still left the series, reportedly due to the writer's refusal to stay true to the books on which the show is based. According to Lauren Schmidt herself, it seems that the British actor was a thorn in the side of the entire Netflix team, and they decided to get rid of him. So, in this matter, we can put a point and already talk about the fact that, in essence, it was due to Lauren Schmidt and the rest of the show's team, as well as Netflix's indulgence, that The Witcher lost its main actor and, as I think, its last hope. And finally, a little more about what we can expect from the upcoming third season, which will be the last for Henry, and apparently the final one that viewers will watch somewhat tolerably. The third season of The Witcher is currently in post-production, and it is scheduled to be released in the summer of 2023. So, recently, The Witcher visual effects supervisor Sebastian Franker and producer Graham Marshall spoke with Screen Rant and, as usual, promised everything and more. "We're trying to release a couple of final episodes of the third season, and it's really cool. I don't think it's something that anyone has read or seen before in The Witcher history, so I think it's going to be exciting," said Graham Marshall, as always, casting a shadow of doubt. "We're working on some pretty exciting things for the next season. Right now, we're showing them to the creative team, and they're thrilled with what we've demonstrated, so it's cool," added his colleague. And speaking of the creative team, the producers commented on their commitment to The Witcher's lore, claiming that they are very careful to ensure that the adaptation remains faithful to it. "And you want to believe in all of this, but it's becoming harder and harder after all. We were already disappointed in the first season, then the second, and then we were dealt a blow with the prequel about the origins. So if a miracle does happen, we wouldn't mind being pleasantly surprised, but for now, it's definitely not worth expecting anything from season 3, and even less so from the following ones without Henry Cavill." Well, we'll find out what comes of all this a little later, and if you don't want to miss anything, click the bell icon right now and of course, the subscribe button. Thanks to everyone who watched until the end. See you next time.